Hello, hello. Paige Aya of Karmic Roots Yoga here with you today to invite a practice for supporting when we're feeling anxiety. So, this practice is intended to utilize our breath and to utilize gentle movement to invite a little ease and a little stillness in for our hearts and our minds. So, we'll begin our practice today in a seated pose, and we'll need a couple props today. So for our practice, a towel that you can roll up and either two pillows or two bolsters, whichever you have available. If you happen to have a firmer pillow, that's great, but if they're soft, squishy pillows, that will work equally well. And we'll start seated today, bringing the rolled up towel under the ankles to support ankle flexion. And then bringing either the pillow or bolster on top of the ankles to sit on. Now, if this pose doesn't feel okay for you, you can sit on the floor crisscross or sending the legs forward, and you can use the pillows to sit on as well. So once you find this pose, notice all the points where you connect to the earth through the pillow, through the floor, letting the arms settle down and letting the top of the head reach toward the sky. Now notice your breathing. Your eyes can be open or gently closed. Breathing a little softer, a little smoother. Maybe inviting the breath to become a little bit longer. You might notice things on your mind in this moment. It's okay. And whatever is here for you in this moment is a part of your experience. Maybe there's some future thinking thoughts, or maybe you're not quite sure what exactly you're thinking about because there are so many things. Acknowledging your experience in this moment. That's all you need to do. You don't have to change anything. Just become aware of the thinking. Now, come back to your breathing, in and out. And then we'll move into a breath practice, alternate nostril breathing, or Nadi Shodhana. And for this one, we'll use the right hand, and we'll use the thumb and either the pointer finger or the ring finger, you'll choose, up by our faces. Bringing the thumb to cover that right nostril. Take an inhale through the left. Now cover the left nostril with whichever finger you're using and exhale out the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale out the left. Inhale. Switch. Exhale. Inhale. Switch. Exhale. Inhale. Switch, and you're hearing the pattern. Exhale, inhale, and then switching sides. If you lose track or are unsure, just come back to exhale, inhale, and switch. It's okay. And start to notice how it feels to be doing this exercise. Maybe noticing differences between the right and the left side. Maybe one's a little congested. Maybe it's challenging to breathe in and out through the nose. If it is, breathe in and out through the mouth and just visualize the air passing through the nose softly and smoothly. Maybe you notice the temperature of the air and the changes from the inhales to the exhales as you exhale, inhale, and switch. Keep flowing. Eyes open or closed, it's up to you. Do you notice any pauses in your breath? Is the rate of your breath changing? Is it similar? Exhale, inhale, switch. Our breath is something we can always bring ourselves back to. One breath at a time. Let's take 2 more rounds. And to come out of this breathing practice, let your last exhale be out that left side to complete the cycle. So after that last exhale out the left, whenever you get there, let your hand gently float down to your lap. Breathing in, breathing out. Softer and smoother now, perhaps. Observing any effects that this breathing has had already on you. And preparing for our movement practice now. Put and rock forward off of the pillow, setting it aside onto your hands and knees for a moment. And then back toward the heels. And as you rock back toward the heels, rise all the way up to full kneeling. And as you do, sweep your arms up with an inhale. As you exhale, sweep the arms down all the way down, lowering onto the forearms and lowering your forehead toward the mat, maybe onto the mat. Inhale, rise up to tabletop, hands and knees. Exhale, arch your back up, tuck your tail, tuck your head and heart, cat pose. As you inhale, think of sending the front side of your body down, lifting your tail, lifting your head and heart, root down through your hands, cow pose. As you exhale, finding neutral spine and sinking your hips back towards your heels, forehead back toward the earth, as do the forearms, heading back toward the earth, child's pose. So once again, inhale, rising up, sweeping the arms up, find full kneeling, hips over the knees. Exhale, float all the way down, lowering the forearms, the head, and the hips into that child's pose. Inhale, rise up to hands and knees. Exhale, curling the back up, tucking the head, tucking the tail. Inhales, reversing this front side of the body down. Lift the tail, lift the head and heart. Exhale, let the spine come to neutral and then sink the hips back, lower forearms and forehead. So repeat this now. Inhaling, rising. Exhaling, floating down. 7 more times. So at your pace, regardless of my pace, it might feel good to go a little faster or slower. What is your body looking for in this moment? Maybe you reverse your cat and cows. Maybe you add an extra one. It's okay. now, we start to slow down. Finding a little more stability. Letting the effect of this movement start to connect us to this present moment. 2 more times. Would it feel good to pause in child's pose for a breath or 2? One more, wherever you are. We'll meet in that child's pose for 2 breaths. Observing your experience with this movement. And then gently making your way back to hands and knees. Removing the towel if you haven't already. Setting that nearby but out of the way. And making your way gently onto your back now. Once you get onto your back, planting the feet on the mat and opening the arms out to a T, maybe palms down. Root down through your heels. And on your next inhale, slowly peel your hips up off the floor, lifting as much as what feels good. When you're ready to exhale, slowly bring the hips back down. On your next inhale, stack the knees over the hips, lifting the feet up off of the floor. The shins will be parallel to the ceiling. Then exhale, reach the heels toward the ceiling, straightening the legs just till you feel a stretch. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, twist toward the right. The legs can touch here, they don't have to. Keep your shoulders glued to the floor. Inhales, rewind back to center using all of the muscles of the trunk. Exhale, twist toward the left this time. Again, recruiting those muscles across the front of your body to bring your knees back. Then exhale, bringing the feet down to your mat. Root through the heels. Inhales to lift. Exhales, float the hips down. Inhales to stack the knees over the hips. Exhales, reaching the heels up. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale to twist. Inhale to center. Exhale to twist again. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, feet connect. Now, following your pace, you'll inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, feet lift. Exhale, feet up. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, feet to the mat. Now moving through at your pace, without concern if you miss a pose or skip a pose. Keep flowing, breathing. Now, the next time your feet land on the mat, pausing there, we'll be making our way to our restorative pose, our happy heart pose, utilizing the towel and both pillows or bolsters. Now, before making your way there, in your mind, see what it looks like to be in the pose. For this pose, you'll have a bolster behind your knees supporting your low back and hips. You'll have another pillow or bolster across the shoulder blades and under the armpits, with the arms opened out to a T over top. And the towel will be supporting your head and neck. So see yourself in your mind in the pose. And now visualize a way for you to transition to that pose with the least amount of effort. And when you're ready, slowly begin that transition, being mindful of each and every movement you take, allowing this to be as much a part of the practice as finding the pose itself. I'll meet you there. So letting the arms drape over that pillow bolster, the head supported on your towel. And checking in here, is there anywhere else you need more or less support? Maybe you feel a little lift up through the center of your chest. Notice how this feels. Breathing here. Begin to visualize walking along a beach. And feel the sand on your toes, each step one at a time. Feel the temperature of the air. And now watch the gentleness of the waves as each meets and greets the shoreline. The ebb and flow of the water. And find a spot where you can pause and watch the water. The water comes in and the water gently moves back out. begin to allow your breathing tempo to be guided by this gentle ebb and flow. Visualizing your lungs filling up and then gently releasing. From the bottom, through the ribs, up and across the collarbones. Exhales, emptying as the water moves back out. Be here now for the next several minutes, watching the water, watching your breath. And anytime you find yourself wandering from this experience, bring yourself back to visualizing the water and letting your breath be guided. Now, you might continue to stay exactly as you are. Or, if it's time to end your practice, if you feel ready, inviting in subtle movement and making your way to your side, taking a breath or two here, and then slowly making your way to seated, where we will meet. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Have a beautiful rest of your day. May we know peace, wisdom, serenity as we fill our hearts.